Welcome back to Greenpete's world. If you don't have a garden of any sort, you can still take serious action about climate change. You can still reduce carbon dioxide emissions by learning to value those things which you buy and knowing in carbon dioxide terms what they cost. Let's start with the very smallest simple thing that you can do, anybody can do, on a windowsill. Just in that little container, which is a reused container, used to have some sort of stuff we got from the local shop in it. I sowed some seeds a little while ago of spring cabbage. I pricked out the spring cabbage. Most of them have been pricked out into other bigger pots. This is what's left, and that will make a really good addition to a salad. Just chop it off at that point and away you go. Everybody can do that, perfectly easy. So the next stage is a simple container like this. 3 layers, specially designed to enable you to grow small plants from seed. It's called a sprouter. You can put mung beans, you can put fenugreek, you can put various cabbage things. All sorts of odds and ends can be grown in something like this. Have 2 of them on the go at the same time, so you've got some fresh greens every single day. You've saved a certain amount of movement, you've saved travel, you've saved somebody else doing this job for you. You've saved a significant amount of carbon dioxide perfectly easily. The next stage is another very simple step which everybody can make. Something as small as this, it's not much bigger than a bucket. In there are some really nice young turnips. I'll pull one for you so that you can see what stage they're at. Now something like that is absolutely delicious. This particular pot, only slightly bigger than a bucket, contains about 8 or 10 of them. You need to have, because turnips have a root crop, you need to have a fair bit of depth. With long-rooted things like carrots, turnips, beetroot, parsnips, you need to have a significant depth to grow them. And a minimum is about 30 centimetres is the container that you need. Parsnips need something even deeper than that because they only tend to feed right at the bottom of their root, and as you can see from that, that's got a root on it, and most of the uptake takes place at the bottom of that little root at the bottom. By having plants like this, that is the ideal stage. You've got some greens at the top and you've got root at the bottom. That gives you a complete meal in itself, and you obviously mix it up with other things. It saves somebody else from growing it many miles away. Now if somebody's growing that many miles away, it's got to be transported to where you live. If it's got to be transported to where you live, 99 times out of 100, that will involve significant amounts of carbon dioxide going into the atmosphere. So from a climate change point of view, just producing something like that, you are making a big contribution to the reduction in carbon dioxide which is causing climate change. If you move on to a slightly bigger bed, this area here, I've got beetroot growing. Whoops. There's the next stage up. That beetroot will make the equivalent of a meal for one perfectly successfully, and is high quality nutrition. And again the same thing applies. You're growing something as small as this in a small raised bed like this one beside me. That is making a major contribution towards the reduction of carbon dioxide, which is causing climate change. Not only just the travel, but the fact that you can eat that on the day that you pick it. We will probably have this for supper tonight, and this one as well, or whatever. You're making a major contribution because it is local, and it can't get any more local than growing it yourself. The bed that this one's come out of is a raised bed in my garden. I put on my own homemade composts, and that is the principal fertility for a plant this size. It's a little tiny area. Most people who have got a car, the area that I use for this type of thing is less than the space where they would park a car. It's very simple, and it makes a massive difference to the amount of carbon dioxide we are putting into the atmosphere. Well worthwhile doing it. Everybody should be doing it. Everybody. We need to take responsibility now. Okay, that's as much as we can manage this time. See you next time. Thank you very much.